Caring, committed, proud of East Texas. You're watching KLTV 7 News.
The death penalty may be on the table in a deadly East Texas shooting. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Lance Raines of Chandler was arrested earlier this year for the 2018 murder of his neighbors, Gabriel and Beverly McBride. He's facing capital murder charges. KLTV 7's J.D. Connie is leading us off tonight. He was in the hearing today and spoke with the Henderson County Sheriff on how they cracked this cold case.
Well, that was a case that haunted me. It haunted our investigators.
7 years of police work. That's how long it took for Henderson County officers to crack this double murder. Lance Raines is charged in the 2018 shooting deaths of Gabriel McBride and his daughter Beverly. Sheriff Bodie Hillhouse says they don't have a clear motive. Raines was their neighbor.
A whole lot of dead ends, and the case unfortunately went cold.
Raines appeared in court this morning, where prosecutors said they still weren't sure whether or not they'd be seeking the death penalty. Judge McKee said they need to decide by his next hearing.
For weeks and weeks, that's the only thing we focused on.
According to an arrest affidavit, investigators interviewed a friend of Raines in June of 2024. That friend told officers that Raines had detailed to him how he killed the McBrides. Hillhouse says that trail led officers to a firearm, which sealed the deal.
Tracked the firearm down, went to Oklahoma, gathered all that up, brought it back to Texas to be analyzed at DPS Crime Lab, and it came back and sure enough was the firearm. Once we had the firearm, then we started really digging in and doing some interviews.
A little while later, Hillhouse says
Lance confessed to the murders.
J.D. Conti, KLTV 7 News.
Raines is due back in court on August 5th, which is when prosecutors are expected to announce whether or not they will seek the death penalty.